Hello everyone, welcome in the SWAYAM course of Microbial Technology. I, Dr. Tanushri Chatterjee, Associate Professor in Department of Biotechnology from Chhattisgarh Swami Vivekananda Technical University. Today we'll discuss about the growth and nutrition of the microorganism. In previous lecture, you have studied about the heterotrophs. So, we have discussed about the heterotrophs, types of heterotrophs based on different sources, examples with pictorial representation, heterotrophs in food chain, importance, and the summary of the lecture we have given. We will explore the fundamental concept of microbial growth and nutrition, and I will tell about the microbial growth. So, understanding the microbial growth as an increase in the number of microorganisms typically measured by cell member. If we see the importance of microbial growth and nutrition, discussing its crucial application in medicine, for example, antibiotic development, in environmental science, bioremediation, and biotechnology in industrial fermentation. Applications and implication, if we see, examining how knowledge of microbial growth and nutrition can be utilized in various scientific and industrial fields. So, in real world problems. Why bacteria need nutrition? Nutrition is needed for the growth and reaction of metabolism like glycolysis and protein synthesis. Various nutrients must be in a soluble form to facilitate diffusion into the cell. In the absence of the water, some bacteria will form a spore for continue its survival. Microbial growth refers to the increase in the number of microorganisms, typically measured as an increase in cell number. Understanding microbial growth and nutrition is crucial for applications in medicine, for example, antibiotic development, environmental science, for example, bioremediation, and biotechnology in industrial fermentation. Microbial growths are two types: cellular growth and population growth. So, the cellular growth refers to the increase in cell size, mass, and volume, and in population growth it refers to the increase in the number of cells in a microbial population. Here you can see the phases of bacterial growth curve: the lag phase, log phase, stationary phase, and death phase. So, what is lag phase? High metabolic activity as cells prepare for division. There is no significant increase in cell number, and this duration factors are affecting the growth medium, previous growth condition for the inoculum, and physiological state of the cells. In log phase, cell divide at a constant and rapid rate, leading to exponential growth. Population doubles at regular intervals. In generation time, the time required for the population to double. In stationary phase, growth rate equals the death rate, population size remains constant, and the limiting factors are nutrient depletion, accumulation of toxic products, and oxygen scarcity. Significance of this phase is the maximum population density that the environment can support. In death phase, exponential decline in viable number, cells die due to extreme nutrient limitation and high waste concentration. Its significance is It is important for understanding microbial survival under adverse condition and in designing preservation methods. There are different methods are there for measuring the microbial growth, direct method and indirect methods. In direct method, first one is the microscopic count, counting cells using a hemocytometer or Petrov-Hauser counting chamber. Viable plate count method, second one is, that is counting colonies that form on a nutrient. And the third one is the agar plate method. In indirect method, turbidity test is there, and with dye weight we can measure. In turbidity test, measuring cloudiness of a culture using a spectrophotometer which correlates with cell density, and in dry weight method, measuring the mass of dried cells after centrifugation and drying. This is the two method, direct method and indirect methods pictorial representation. So, there are different type of nutrition is there. On the basis of energy source, organisms are designed. First type is phototrophs. The organisms which can utilize light as an energy source are known as phototrophs. These bacteria gain energy from light. Second one is chemotroph. These bacteria gain energy from chemical compounds. They cannot carry out photosynthesis. On the basis of electron source, organisms are designated as lithotrophs. So, lithotrophs are some organism can use reduced organic compounds and electron donors and are termed as lithotrophs. They can be chemolithotrophs and photolithotrophs. Then second one is organotrophs. Some organism can use organic compounds and electron donors and are termed as organotrophs. Some can be chemoorganotrophs and photoorganotrophs. Thus, bacteria may be either photolithotrophs or photoorganotrophs or chemolithotrophs or chemoorganotrophs. So, what is photolithotrophs? So, photolithotrophs are bacteria gain energy from light and use reduced inorganic compounds such as H2S as a source of electrons. For example, is Chromatium oakini. In photoorganotrophs, these bacteria gain energy from light and use organic compound such as succinate as a source of electron, for example, rhodospirillum. In chemolithotrophs, these bacteria gain energy from reduced inorganic compound such as ammonia as a source of electron, for example, nitrosomonas. And chemoorganotrophs, these bacteria gain energy from organic compound such as glucose, amino acid as a source of electron. An example is Pseudomonas pseudoflora. The bacteria required macronutrients and micronutrient boards. In macronutrient, essential elements required in large amount, that is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur and phosphorus. These elements form the major components of cellular structures and functions, for example, protein and nucleic acid. And in micronutrients, trace elements, for example, iron, manganese, copper, required in minute amount for enzyme function. Growth factors are vitamins, amino acid, and that organism cannot synthesize and must obtain from the environment. Carbon source, carbon sources are also required. Autotroph Autotroph are the organism that use carbon dioxide as their principal carbon source. For example, cyanobacteria use carbon dioxide and light energy to produce organic molecules via photosynthesis. Heterotrophs are the organism that obtain carbon from organic compounds. Example, E. coli uses glucose and other organic molecules as carbon and energy sources. In nitrogen sources, nitrogen fixation, conversion of atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia, a form usable by plants and other organisms. Example is Rhizobium bacteria in legume root nodules. Uptake and incorporation of ammonia or nitrate into organic molecules like amino acid and nucleotides. Oxygen requirement, they are different type, for example obligate aerobes, facultative anaerobes. So in obligate aerobes require oxygen for aerobic respiration. Example is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. And in facultative anaerobes, they can grow with or without oxygen, use aerobic respiration when oxygen is present, and fermentation or anaerobic respiration when it is not. Example is E. coli. In obligate anaerobes, it cannot tolerate oxygen and must live in anaerobic conditions. Example is Clostridium species. Microaerophils require low levels of oxygen for growth but are inhibited by higher concentrations. Examples are Helicobacter pylori. Allotolerant anaerobes. Aerotolerant anaerobes are indifferent to oxygen. They do not use it but can survive it in its presence. Example is Lactobacillus. The importance of hydrogen and oxygen in roles in cellular processes. Hydrogen is a key element in organic molecules and metabolic reactions. Oxygen is essential for aerobic respiration and energy production. Its sources are water that provide both hydrogen and oxygen. Organic compounds and atmospheric oxygen are additional sources. Sulfur and phosphorus. Sulfur, the component of amino acid, cysteine and methionine, vitamins and coenzymes, and the sources of sulfates are sulfite also. In phosphorus, component of nucleic acid, ATP and phospholipids, sources is phosphates, then growth factors. Vitamins, coenzyme or precursors of coenzyme, for example B vitamins in metabolic reactions. If we see the amino acid, building block of proteins, purines and pyrimidines, component of nucleic acid required for DNA and RNA synthesis. Physical requirement for growth, the temperature is very important. Some bacteria are psychrophilic. Psychrophilic means they thrive at low temperature, means 0 to 15 degrees centigrade. Mesophils, that mean optimal growth at moderate temperature, that is 20 to 45 degrees centigrade, including most human pathogens. Then hermophils, that is grow best at high temperature, that is 45 to 80 degrees centigrades. pH, acidophils, bacteria grow in acidic environment, that is low pH, that means that is less than 6. Neutrophils grow in neutral pH is in environment, that is pH 6 to 8. Alkalophils grow in alkaline condition, that is pH is above the 8, that is in the alkalophils in alkaline condition. Different ranges of temperature are there. In minimum temperature growth, lowest temperature at which growth occurs, the optimum growth temperature, temperature at which the rate of growth is highest, and maximum growth temperature, that is highest temperature at which growth occurs. Enzyme activity. Enzymes have optional temperature ranges. Activity decreases outside these ranges. Some adaptations are also there. In psychrophiles, cold adapted enzymes and membrane lipid, and in thermophiles, heat stable enzymes and proteins. pH and growth influence on the enzyme activity. Enzymes have optimal pH ranges. Activity and stability are affected by pH changes. In hemocytosis, mechanism to maintain internal pH include proton pumps and buffering systems. If we see the osmotic pressure in environmental effect, hypertonic, some are hypotonic. In hypertonic, high solute concentration outside the cell causes water to leave the cell, leading to plasmolysis. In hypotonic, low solute concentration outside the cell causes water to enter the cell, leading to swelling. Osmotolerant organism can tolerate high osmotic pressure, that is Staphylococcus aureus, and in halophils require high salt concentration for growth, that is for example Halobacterium species. Phototrophs use light as an energy source, perform photosynthesis to convert light energy into chemical energy, and its example is cyanobacteria in light and radiation, in phototrophs. For UV radiation, it causes DNA damage, for example thymine dimers, leading to mutations. Repair mechanism include photo, reactive, high repair and light repair, and excision repair, that is dark repair. There are two types of nutrient uptake mechanism: active transport and passive transport. So, in passive transport, it is through diffusion and osmosis. In diffusion, movement of molecules from high to low concentration without energy input, and in osmosis, diffusion of water across a semi-permeable membrane driven by differences in solute concentration. In active transport, it requires energy, usually ATP, to move molecules against their concentration gradient. Examples include uniporters, symporters and antiporters. In transport system, ABC transporters, it utilize ATP to transport substrates across membranes, high versatile and found in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Examples include nutrient uptake, that is sugar, amino acid and drug resistance. Siderophores are small molecules secreted by microorganisms to chelate and transport iron, important for iron acquisition in non-iron limiting environments. Example is enterobactin in E. coli. Catabolism is a breakdown of complex molecule, that is the carbohydrate and lipid, into simpler ones to release energy. Example include glycolysis, the TCA cycle and oxidative phosphorylation. Anabolism is biosynthesis of complex molecule, for example protein, nucleic acid from simpler ones, requires energy and precursor molecules. Example include protein synthesis, DNA replication and cell wall synthesis. ATP synthesis, adenosine triphosphate is the energy currency of the cell, generated through substrate level phosphorylation and oxidative phosphorylation. ATP is used to drive cellular processes such as biosynthesis, transport and movement. Now the fermentation. As we know, the fermentation is an anaerobic process that partially oxidizes glucose to produce ATP and organic compounds. For example, lactic acid and ethanol, common in all organisms such as yeast and some bacteria. So, microbial ecology and interaction, symbiosis is there. Symbiosis take place by mutualism and commensalism. So, what is mutualism? Mutualism is both organisms benefit from the association. For example, nitrogen fixing bacteria and leguminous plants, and in commensalism, one organism benefit while the other is neither helped nor harmed. That is, for example, bacteria in human gut. Parasitism is one organism benefits at the expense of the other. For example, pathogenic bacteria. In biofilm, complex communities of microorganisms attached to surfaces and embedded in extracellular matrix. Examples include dental plaque, slime on rocks, and medical device associated infections. Structure and function. Microbial communities are structured by interactions between different species and their environment. Functions include nutrient cycle, degradation of organic matter, and biogeochemical processes. Importance in natural environments. For example, soil, water, and air are rich in diverse microbial communities that drive ecosystem processes. The formation and development of the biofilm is initial attachment of microorganism to a surface followed by growth and production of extracellular polymeric substances. Maturation stage involves complex three-dimensional structures. Its implications are, for example, biofilm are resistant to antimicrobial agents and host defense, leading to chronic infection. They also contribute to biofouling in industrial settings and medical devices. Now, what is quorum sensing? Its quorum sensing is cell-to-cell communication system used by bacteria to coordinate gene expression in response to population density. It involves the production, release, and detection of signaling molecules, that is autoinducers, that allow bacteria to synchronize behaviors such as virulence factor production, biofilm formation, and bioluminescence. Examples are Vibrio fischeri uses quorum sensing to regulate bioluminescence in symbiosis with certain marine organisms. Pseudomonas aeruginosa coordinates the expression of virulence factor in infections. Culturing microorganism, there are different type of culture media, defined media, complex media, selective media, differential media, and different techniques are also there. Stick plate method, pour plate method, spread plate method. For subculturing, regular transfer of microorganism from one culture medium to another to maintain viability and prevent overgrowth. For preservation, short-term preservation, refrigeration slows down metabolic processes and prolong viability. In long-term preservation, cryopreservation, freezing in liquid nitrogen, and lyophilization, that is freeze drying for prolonged storage. For sterilization, complete elimination of all forms of microbial life including spores. Techniques include autoclaving, dry heat, and filtration. For disinfection, reduction of microbial load on surfaces or objects to safe level. Chemical agents such as alcohol, bleach, and disinfectants are commonly used. For antiseptics, chemical agents applied to living tissues to reduce the risk of infection. Examples include hydrogen peroxide, iodine, and alcohol-based hand sanitizer. In antibiotic resistance, bacteria develop resistance to antibiotics through genetic mutations or acquisition of resistant genes. Resistance mechanism include enzymatic inactivation of antibiotics, alteration of antibiotic targets and efflux pumps. Its impact is antibiotic resistant poses a significant threat to public health by limiting treatment options of bacterial infections. Strategies to combat resistance include antibiotic stewardship, development of new antibiotics and infection prevention measures, application of microbial growth and nutrition, use in industrial microbiology. Microorganisms are used in various industries processes such as fermentation for the production of antibiotics, enzymes and biofuels. In environmental biotechnology, it's play a crucial role in bioremediation. Then in medical microbiology, microorganisms are utilized in medical applications such as vaccine production, probiotics and microbial therapies. Then in conclusion, we can say microbial growth and nutrition are fundamental aspect of microbiology with implications in diverse fields including medicine, biotechnology and environmental science. By understanding the principle of microbial growth, we can develop strategies for microbial control, biotechnological applications and environmental management. This knowledge is essential for addressing challenges such as infectious diseases, antibiotic resistance, environmental pollution and food production. So these are the references, few books: Microbial Growth Kinetics, Microbial Physiology, Microbial Ecology that you can refer, Principle of Fermentation Technology, Biotechnology, Bioremediation Principle and Applications, Antimicrobial Agents, Antibiomaterial and Antifungal. And next topic we'll discuss about the techniques of culture method. There we'll discuss about the different types of media. For example, solid media, semi-solid media, liquid media. For example, stick method, stroke method, lawn culture, aerobic culture, anaerobic culture.